Hi everyone. I'm really sorry. Just please confirm, raise your hands or say +1 if you are able to see me and hear me. And there is some lag, so put your chat in the comments. I'll certainly respond to them. Cool. Thank you. So there is about 30 seconds lag, I reckon. All right. So I can see few pluses. Cool. So what I would like to say, guys, is that first of all, I'm not sure that I'm qualified enough to review your resumes, but still, whatever I know and whatever I can help you with, I'll try. But yeah, do go with your own discretion as well. All right, let's start. So it's good that we have a handful of people in here. So how about would someone like to volunteer themselves for taking up their resume first? Maybe first few resumes we can, rather than picking up on random, we can just get it from you guys. Just ping your name, me or something like that. I'll pick it up. Puranjay, Rishabh. Alright, that's it. That's it. Cool, cool. That's it. That's it. All right, Puranjay Mohan. Let's start with Puranjay Mohan. That's actually nice. So that's good that you have blurred out your name. I guess we could have had your name, but your email and other details are blurred out. That's good. So, Puranjay, as I see that, first of all, what I like to check is whether you are already graduated or you are currently in college. So, what I see from here is you started in 2018 somewhere in July. I guess 07 is July, and so right now you would be somewhere in your final year. It must have started. So what I see is you have done Google Summer of Code. That's good with the Linux Foundation. You worked on device driver analog devices, something which I do not understand, right? And something which a normal person, I mean, not to say normal person, but someone who doesn't have background about Linux may not understand. So what did this thing do, right? I mean, you worked on it, that's good. I mean, people work on it, but what is the benefit of doing this, right? So mention that. Next thing is work on adding support latency tolerance reporting to Linux kernel's PCI subsystem. That's good. That sounds good to me. But what does it mean again? So, and a recruiter would be looking at your resume first, right? Make sure that you are making it easier for them to, to understand what you're trying to say. Put impact and what you did in simpler terms. Right? You can put all your jargons in there, but try to make it simpler. Develop the algorithm to calculate program the LTR values to PCIe extended capability structure. That sounds good, but again, what does that mean? Right? No one knows what does that mean. I do not understand. I am from software background and I do not understand. Next thing is embedded design intern, Electro Waves Electronics Private Limited, developed a human machine interface for EV car charger. Cool. So how did that help the company, right? Or how did it help the product? Developed custom embedded Linux distribution for processors using Yocto project. You did it, but then again, what is the benefit of it, right? You need to mention the benefit. Or next, let's go next. Build a face recognition system using DLib. I mean, why did you build a face recognition system? Program, debug, embedded hardware, software for STM32 microcontrollers. All right, troubleshooted and solved issues related to AWS. How did that help that organization where you were interning? All right. Now, publications, that's good. So when you say publications, tiny T and CRN, so here you can have all your, jargons because these are your publications and personal projects. So you can have it. And then open source Linux contribution. Yeah. Everything else looks just fine to me, right? And so I guess this is your location. You do not need it. This is your phone number. You don't need to put Quora. I don't know what this is. And there's a question. Isn't it like company said he did it? All right. So LinkedIn is good. GitHub is good. So I don't know why we have these three. I'm not sure what does these mean. And location is also not relevant. All right. So this, I mean, this we can have it or even we can ignore it. This is totally a personal choice. People like to have something written here at the top, but you can also ignore it. All right, so now let's move to skills. C programming, assembly, 86 ARM. All right, Linux kernel development. All right, that's good. So this resume is all in all good. Looks good to me. Just the point is, you need to put more focus on why you did something, right, and what is the impact. Let's go to the next person. Okay. Yash or Rishabh Varshney. Let's go with Rishabh Varshney. Rishabh Varshney, Rishabh. All right. So let's see. Rishabh Varshney is again in their final year, and they have their links which we can access. Yes. Yes. All right. So they have mentioned their programming skills, familiar with JavaScript, Julia, React.js, coursework, data structure algorithm, theory of computation operating system. So coursework is not exactly very relevant because I mean people know what you are studying. Better, so resume is something where you would showcase your strengths, right? Rather than what you learned with every other person. Showcase your strengths. Certificates, deep learning, Coursera. All right. So I mean, although you have mentioned that you have a certificate in here, but then make sure that you have something written here just to uh, support it. Rank one in, okay, that's good. 15th, all right. 5 star, 5 star, all right. Now you have started with open source contribution, mental health, implement various computer vision such as this, all right, help, added, right, portfolio generator app. Or so what I see here is again, right. So uh, you would get mostly how many 1 minute hardly to review to get your resume reviewed, all right, but you will have to make sure that by the time your resume is clear enough so that whatever you're trying to say is evident to the recruiter as soon as they see it, right? So maybe something like open source contribution where you have too much jargons, maybe keep it down the page, right? Or let's say these projects look so I can understand them better. So I would, so if I was able to see them at the top of the page, it would have been much easier for me, right? So there is a portfolio generator app. So again, a portfolio generator app is something which I have seen a lot. People have developed it a lot. So tell me, how is it different? All right. Flipkart. Flipkart is something I guess I haven't seen. Flipkart is a clone of Flipkart. All right. So clones are good, but I'll explain it to you why we should go with other things. But clones are good if you are aiming for specific companies, or you are aiming for companies with specific skill set, which are looking for that specific skill set. Narendra Modi speech analysis. All right. So what you did was you scraped articles including Man Ki Baat in Selenium and Alright Beautiful Soup from PM Modi's official site, made data set available on Kaggle, having 5 votes and 20 plus downloads, analyzed speech. Alright. That's good. See, you did something and you explained it, that why you did it, right? That's good. That is something which people would be, which people would like to see. Household object detection, developed web-based machine learning application that can detect common household application in a picture. All right. All right. So look, even though this is particularly used, not a very useful app, because I mean, why would you take pictures of your home and then save it and then identify it? But then still, it shows that you're uh, innovative. Not even if not innovative, you like to play with things. All right. So that is good. So tell a bit about how it can be useful, right? So I mean, even if it can sound stupid, it sounded stupid to me when I read it for the first time, but it might just not be, right? It could be a whole new thing which people have not thought about, right? So add some more detail to it, as it not detail, but add some utility of this. Like I use it for identifying my socks in my drawer, right? Something like that. All right. I mean, just go crazy. Sometimes it doesn't hurt. All right. Let's see what else. Who else is there? Yash. Let's go with Yash. Do we have Yash? Yash. All right. So Yash here is again. I see a lot of final year resumes. All right. So software intern. Okay. Increase visitors on platforms. Look, this is good, right? So you increase visitor by 15%. I see some data. That's good. Build a micro visualizing platform using it. That's good. So how did that help? Designed a full stack website managing. Good. Student. So it is managing student data, right? And you use, that's good. So you provided what it is used for and how it is built. Reduce extra human effort, but I really like it. You have some numbers in here. That's good. Then IoT, build smart garbage collector, street waste. All right. Okay, manage laboratory network, increase server response. See, what I like about this, at least this part, right, the work experience part, is that this person has mentioned all the numbers and stats, right? What do we get from here is they are particularly engaged in their work, right? They are very much engaged in that project which they are working on, and whatever they are working on, they're working in depth, so they understand what the impact is here, right? And I can write. I develop a lot of software daily, but that doesn't mean it has any impact, and it could be total garbage, right? But then when someone mentions numbers and when someone mentions any impact, it shows the other person that all right, they have done something useful with their skill. That is what everyone wants, because right now everyone knows how to code, in my opinion, right? I mean, not even if not everyone, then most of the people out of college now know how to code, but then how to make something useful out of it is a challenge, right? Machines code now, but uh, even if machines code, right, as a software engineer or as a developer, what extra value are you adding to your skill? It's really nice. Video dubber that dubs videos from one language to another using. All right. Okay, tell why did you develop it and where is it used? Design a website for shopkeepers and using Django frame and use. Good, but why? Maybe it's just a side project, so it doesn't matter much. But then if you have a why, then add. Develop a program, generates an announcement and gives it. All right, all right, all right, all right. So what is your open source? Okay. See, so the way Yash has articulated their resume is particularly good, because whatever they have mentioned here, I I did not seem to struggle uh, in understanding what they're trying to write, right? So they added certain I mean understandable pieces, and then they also added the technologies they have been using to build it, right? Any comments yet? Do data engine. All right. All right. So let's start from the beginning and see. So I have received about I don't know quite a few resumes. So we might not be able to do everything, but whoever is pinging me, I would be picking up their resumes and one by one. So after Yash Singhal, it is Ranjan Mohan is done. HELLP. Not sure if that's me. Uttam. All right. So let's see. Uttam is also in final year. All right. Personal projects all safe. Android application to show number of beds available near the Bangalore region and to display the vaccine slots. All right. Cool. So you built something for COVID, and just tell them how was that useful, because during COVID there were a lot of applications rolled out and it caused more chaos than it could be of any help. So just let the other person know that how did you add value to already work to already existing systems. Leave management system. All right, this system is based on concept to store and generate all the records of employees and their leaves. So kind of a human capital management system, kind of an HC. That's good, but was that deployed anywhere? Who used it? Or why did you build it? Right? If you have any such information, try to add it. Ghostbird prototype of Flappy Bird game application using Flutter. Oh, cool. I mean, if you have created something like this, make sure that you also add it to the Play Store, and why not add a link to it, right? Ask your friends to download it a few times so that you have the numbers as well. All right. So, okay, Google Developer Students Club lead. All right. So this shows your leadership qualities, helping students bridge gap between theory and practice. All right. Applying. All right. All right. Again, I see different YouTube live streams for participants. All right. Technical head, Sayadri open source community, SOC. All right. Workshops. So you might want to try to get a few internships, if possible, some real work experience. And what I see from here is you have not particularly uh, invested your time in data structures and algorithms. So what it would, so the, I mean, that's fine for me. If you are if you're not aiming for those companies, maybe you would be aiming for them later, but uh, it's fine, I think. But let's make sure that when you're providing your personal information, personal projects, or anything else, you are providing exactly where you are interested and what are your strong points, which I do not see here at all. Right? So I know that you know C, C++, and everything else, but how much? What is this? Oh, portfolio built in Flutter. All right, let's go. TEDx is, yeah, all right, good. So yeah, just try to put some more, a few more projects, and maybe add, uh, make this much bit more visible, right? Because this is some good work. Love Gupta, all right, help. That's actually love. All right, so Love Gupta is from DTU. They are again in their final year. All right. Experience, Eagle AI Tech, developed B2B to B, B2B to C, all right. Right, app using structure, integrated fibers applications. So Love, what does it do? Right. I mean, if you can provide any insight, it could be confidential, but then still, if it would be helpful if you can add any more information. Excuse me. Okay, develop Python modules, extracting here. That's good. Critical information about what and from where. Integrated different modules of project resulting in parsing of data into JSON format. Integrate different modules of the project resulting in the What does that mean? I mean, this is not clear enough. Written unit tests for projects with overall code coverage 64%. 64% might not be that good, but still. So when you write unit tests, make sure that you mention that you also mention its what impact did it have, right? So usually by adding unit tests, what we do is we make that project more stable. We add uh, documentation, and before unit tests, problems were happening. So you found a solution to it and you added unit tests. Tests could be a solution to a problem, right? Not very stable system, perhaps, and you added unit tests and made it more stable. Zero tech, reduce glare in image using masking white patch technique, resulting in improved contrast. That's good. Just mention, I mean, if there was any particular technology used, just mention that. If possible, select it. All right. Project text summarization. Develop a sec-to-sec model using LSTM encoder decoder with attention mechanism for summarizing reviews. All right. Applied Pre-processing text techniques for cleaning dataset. All right, outcome model achieved loss of 1.02 and validation loss of, what does that mean? The outcome is good that you mentioned your outcome, but then what does that? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe someone with a machine learning background may understand it, but how about making it a bit more, you know, understandable to a layman? Like offline payment Android app. Developed first Android app in India for enabling offline payment across India. Developed UPI 2.0 service. It helps user for transfer payment and transfer balance. Using app, any user can pay within 10 seconds without it. That's something. Well, all right. So I guess UPI is currently working on this idea. Why don't you pitch it to them? Go ahead. Socialize the Android. Just get some, get some investors involved in it. That's good. Does it use NFC or something? I don't know. Developed Android app which helps user to view trending media from four different sources: Instagram, 9gag, Reddit, ShareChat. Alright, cool. User can view and download Instagram post anonymously in one click. Hmm, cool. Implement WhatsApp story view within there. Oh, cool. Diabetes classification, compare different classification, deployed model. So this is, I guess, this is something very. Alright, you have added it. That's not bad. Yeah, I guess this is something very easily available across the internet. But very good. Bala Subramanian. All right, you are code chef. All right, Kickstart. All right, all right. All right. Make sure that you have links to them as well. Projects mail. A website like Gmail where users can send and receive email has three sections. Okay, auctions, auction website, like something like eBay, I guess. All right, Wikipedia. All right, all right. All right. Data sources. So, all right. This is pretty clean resume in my opinion. And just make sure that you add your links to these things. Or oh, they are here. Okay. Huh, cool. So make sure that you have your links here itself. All right. I mean, rather than having to check here and here, just have it in one place. So it's pretty clean, but make sure that you add some value to it as well because auction websites are pretty normal, right? Everyone builds them. Wiki, good that you have built a wiki page, but then again, how is that helpful to an organization or anyone? A mail, why would you build it? What is the intent behind building it, right? Give that idea and how is it beneficial? What is the impact of building certifications? All right, all right, all right. So just make sure that you have links to them as well. Problem solving, data structures, algorithms, and web development. Cool. If you have, it also adds some value if you have some internship experience, right? So let's say not everywhere, but it would certainly add some value somewhere if you have some internships as well. So make sure that you get a decent internship, just some industry experience. Next is Aman. Aman has sent me the resume twice. Let's see what's the difference. No difference. All right. So Aman is also in their final year. All right. Learned about deep learning, neural networks in Python, worked in solo project, cancer disease predict model, all right. Learn about deep, okay, solo project, okay. Cancer disease prediction model. Isn't this something again very well available over the internet? But if you did something which was on their own data set, mention that, right? Else, this is something which is again a very prevalent project in the internet. I mean, diabetes and cancer. There are a lot of models present, and people have built it multiple times. Also, was a leader of a group project on which we created a web application which can summarize key points on resume using NLP and Django. So what I get from here is that you helped Versio in shortlisting their resume. So mention that, right? And led a group. Reduce the number of words. Just say led a group. E-commerce website. All right, Django. All right, fully functional. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyone using it? If not, uh, just put something which people are using or people may use above, or if that has any impact, move it up. Let's see. Okay. Right. TMDB API. Okay. Is API used to get details from website? Is it deployed? If not, why not? Deploy it and see if you can get some traction, right? And if it cannot be deployed, then see what can be done about it. Resume summarizer. So you had already created a resume summarizer for Versio, and you have created a resume summarizer for yourself as well. Did you take code from here and add it there, or you took code from there and created a project? All right, it's good. So just mention if you have added any more, data points here. All right. So how is it better than the previous one, or how the previous one is better than this? Right. There has to be some difference because a person can simply see that this thing and this thing is more or less same. Seems at least same. So just make sure that you're mentioning how either one of them is better. Maybe your personal project could be better than what you provided to the other person because you found out that there were a few things which could be improved. Face mask detection, all right. Again, this face mask detection project is pretty common in COVID times. So just mention if it was of any use, then just mention that. House price prediction is again, I guess it's there it's there a lot in your machine learning projects. It's kind of a hello world project for machine learning projects. So that's fine. I mean, I don't think that there is anything which can add value, but or would have any impact, but it would be better if we have projects which can have some impact, right? Which has a vision, perhaps. Maybe no one is going to use it. Maybe it's a shitty software right now, but just make sure that you add a vision to it. If not, it's fine, right? So having a vision or having an impact would just add a cherry on whatever work you have done. Similar. Just to be sure, I'm not able to read your things. It may take some time, and I will certainly review your resumes, people. But there are a lot of. So, okay, guys. I see that there are a lot of requests for reviewing your resumes, but one thing I would want to get here is that we have been doing it for past 40 minutes, and as you see that it would take some time to review all the resumes, right? So, what I would say is, after this, after a few more resumes, I will be summarizing that what we learned from, all right, and what should be the key thing which we should do about resumes. And from here, you have seen few good resumes, few average resumes, and some of the resumes where the person has done a lot of things, but we cannot understand. In one resume, we saw that a person has done a lot of things which we can understand, and at some point, the person has done few things in their resume, and but again, we can understand, right? So, in my opinion, the first one which I mentioned, a lot of things have been done, but we do not know what they have done. There is no impact, right? That doesn't make any. That doesn't. You know. That thing doesn't make an impact on the recruiter as well. That's again in my opinion. So the other two resumes where we have fewer things and a lot of things, right? But they had impact. They had why they are doing it and what value did it add. That thing does a lot of good. Has a much more impact on your recruiter. So let's make sure that we do it. So Simran, okay, work experience, working on data migration project from server to AWS database. All right, all right, all right. So again, I mean, data migration project. Why? What value did it add? Or what did you? What value did you add? Education. All right. So your projects should come before your education. No one bothers about this a lot. Maybe because you are still a fresher, they may. Okay, you are too. Okay, you have already graduated, I guess. So if you have already graduated, just bring it down. No one cares. C++, okay, data structure regression, alright, NumPy, Pandas, alright, DevOps, Git, just bring it down as well. Product Black Friday sales. I guess again this is a pretty common project out there. Mm, prices, alright. Customers to buy that product increases perform all the steps of data science use random forest regression. That's good actually. You build something, you build a project keeping in mind how it will help the customers. That's good. Predicting life expectancy. Alright. This is again something which is pretty common in machine learning space. But found features that can mention them perhaps, right? So mention those features. Achievements, data science challenge. Oh, cool. I was okay. Okay. Languages. That's fine. I mean, you should know English for sure. Hindi, no one cares. Maybe few may, but most of them would not. So after Simran, Vishal Chaudhary. Right, let's see Vishal. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to review your resumes as a recruiter would review it. All right. Maybe because they have thousands of resumes. So I got hundreds of resumes when I was referring people, and I had to glance through them. So I'll glance through it and I'll tell you what did I get from it. Right? All right, Vishal. So your resume is good. All right, you have worked with CTO and you have done a lot of stuff. First thing is you have given a lot of space here, so you have wasted a lot of space. Resourceful intern offering part-time work experience. No one wants to know. You can add it, but make it small, one line or two line at max, right? And you are wasting a lot of space across your resume, and it has gone to the second page just for no reason, right? Just make sure that you correct it. Writing test. So here you have certain impact. Here you have certain impact, right? So adding infrastructure, just let them know, give throw in some numbers. Drupal 9.7, how was it helpful, right? Communications and management, how much, what was the problem? Worked closely with CTO design. So another thing is that, Vishal, if everything is important, then nothing is important. All right. So everything is in bold, doesn't make any difference, right? Because I mean, I cannot differentiate between what was important in these 5 lines, right? And these are the most important lines in your entire resume. And if even if they are the most important lines in your entire resume, the entire thing cannot be it's that important that you would have to bold it, right? Do not bold it, add your impact, and make it one page. That's the thumb rule. A resume cannot go beyond one page. A curriculum writer can, but not a resume. What? Let's go, Dinesh. AI. Everyone is doing AI nowadays. I don't know how. So Dinesh is pursuing MTech from IIT. No, they have already pursued it. All right, so they have already. So Dinesh, again, one pager, right? You don't need to make it two pager. And again, I think no one cares about education, although you have a brand in here, but that helps. But just make sure that you have it down the page somewhere, because many times people may not bother about it. Many times people do, but you know, end-to-end ASR system, Indian language, hybrid CTC. Okay, how much language? PyTorch, Docker. Okay, all right. Transaction word airspace. Okay, that's good. A tool that helps. All right, all right. Okay, okay, right. So apparently you have done a lot of things. All right. So don't need to mention everything in your resume. Every small thing which you have done in your resume, right? Developed a course material, or that's good. I mean, conducted. Not everything is necessary. Just mention that what was your basic responsibility and what did you do. You have a lot of projects here. Non improving reliability of non-volatile memories. That's good. That's a good project. So maybe this is good, but then this can this can come in other experience, right? I mean, this doesn't add much value. Maybe it does, but I'm not sure whether it does or not, right? I mean, I'm not a good judge. I would not be a good judge for it. For me, it does not. Being a teaching assistant, because I mean, I personally do not know what value does it add. It could. I'm not a very academic person, but these projects are good, right? So add their, uh, make them move up, and just make sure that since you have so many projects and you have a master's degree in something from a very reputed college, so just make sure that uh, you just put what is relevant, right? Not everything needs to be there on your resume, in my opinion. If you want to have it, it's good, but let's try to shrink it down to one page if it means that you have to reduce certain points, just do it. Like, you have worked there for about 1.5 year. You have done a lot of things, but not everything added any value. So just make sure you just add the most important thing which you consider that just adding that would make, just it would make your resume jump out of the page. Something like that. Dinesh, we have covered Dinesh, Nishant. We covered Nishant. Nishant is John Doe. All right, data engineer with 1 year experience in big data. So okay. Reduce the summary. Specialist programmer in Infosys Limited. All right. Uh, working as a data engineer, conceptual. All right. So this is good that you have added numbers here. Decided. Cool. Again, we have numbers. That's good. So that's not exactly employment in my opinion. That is, I'm not sure if it is actually an employment. Uh, in my opinion, it is. I think it's not. It is what something people do. So this is, it could be your interests, your hobby, or whatever it is, but it is not your employment. Your hobby can make money for you, but doesn't make it a job. Again, education, languages, and technology is good. Just bring up your projects, right? Whatever you did. Developed augmented reality based food ordering application framework that helps you visualize 3D model of food. Okay, the application. Okay. Give a link. Instagram filter created in Spark, yeah, Studio that can be created by 2%. That's good. So it's good. Just it's good that you have added some impact. I don't think this is required. And education, drop it down. Just your projects, bring it up. Just show what you have done. Show your skill set. Let's move. Amisha Purswani. I'm glad we have a few ladies here today as well, because usually I do not see much involvement of ladies either in YouTube or in live, except once I did one live session business study. So all the females were there, but not usually. But I'm glad that we have a few requests. All right, so project is memories. So you are currently in your second year. You are currently in your third year. All right. So memories, a social app that allows users to pose there what happened. Okay, that's Instagram or Facebook. Implement features which create update memories like okay. All right. All right. All right. New project. All right. React Native found for you marketplace for the stuff you don't need anymore. But then it's still good that you have built something out of it. So just make sure that you are at least your UI is present somewhere, so that at least a YouTube video about how it is being used, right? So that someone can go and see how it is being used, right? So a marketplace for the stuff you don't need anymore, built with React app. Okay, something like, I do not remember its name, but it's there. I mean, where we sell our second-hand stuff. Okay, you used export CLI, yup, and format forms. Okay, API source link. Okay. Implemented and offline supported. Okay. Data stored in cache. All right. Okay. Hooks. Not really. I mean, if you're building a React app, then you would certainly be using hooks and personalized routes. That's fine. Authentication login. So again, add a video to it. Okay, competitive achievements. All right, you have. Okay, that's pretty good, I would say. Just try to get hold of a few internships and in your projects. I mean, I think these are good. Add some videos to them, because if you are building something which is already there, the other person would like to see what value you are adding. Or if even if it doesn't add any value, it's just for practicing. Just add a video about how nice it looks. In case it doesn't even look nice and you just did it for practice, then make sure you do some more projects which can add some value, which think about it, solve a problem. Cool. Everything else looks good. It's Sayyid Mehdi Abbas says any fresher would do. I guess we have yes, we have been doing freshers, just one. Right, Karthik Mishra. Hmm. All right, so Karthik Mishra is, I guess, experienced person. How much experience do they have? Oh no, they're still in college. 2018. Cool. So 2018, 19, they are probably entering their final year. Oh, that's intern. Sorry, my bad. Okay, optimized multiple CRUD filter using Spring Boot. Okay, okay. What optimization did you do? I mean, what was wrong and you improved it? Creating CRUD and filter APIs using Django. Everyone can do it. So what value did you add? So, alright, collaborating front-end team API integration. Okay, cross-team collaboration. It just could just say cross-team collaboration. Zipping, uploading files, like reduce storage consumption. Okay. So, oops. This is, oops. This is good, but just make it concise and add some impact. Resolve bugs and optimize code. How many bugs did you resolve? I did multiple features with it. Okay. Uh, Use files to okay. Mm. Created a chat system and a notification system. Alright, using Firebase. Alright. Okay. Various reusable components. So look, whenever you're saying something very obvious, so creating various reusable components, so just tell them that what was the problem before and how you solved it using reusable components, right? And how much code was reduced. Throw in some numbers, right? Managing data using ArangoDB, deploying APIs, okay. Using ngrok and Heroku, okay. Let's see, projects, indoor app navigation, okay. What OpenCV, image preprocessing, create algorithm, extract data. Oh, that's cool. Uh, Hands-on inbuilt data, inbuilt keras data sets, perform data analytics. Okay. Hmm. Movie comment classification. You just get okay. See what exactly is, I guess, positive and negative comment, right? Balancing rod AI. To train and play balancing rod game, the code shows live. That's that's interesting. Just in here, provide some more information that why you did what you did. The next is Van Johi Christopher. Let's read them. So 3 page is a big no, right? 2 page still works, but 3 page is a no. You cannot have 3 page resume. I'm a passionate data scientist, machine learning, deep learning. Okay. So this is something which is which comes as your cover letter, right? If you're providing your resume and you're adding a cover letter to it, just make sure that this comes under your cover letter. Your career objective cannot be this big, which is eating a lot of space. Perhaps uh, reduce the line spacing as well, so that your resume can fit. Education background, Bachelor of Science in Industrial Mathematics, okay. Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, all right. Marichu Boys School, Kenya certificate. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Deep learning AI specialization. Okay, certification. Certifications are good, but I think that work experience weighs higher than your certifications, but that is particularly in India, I would say. I think your resume is could be more relevant to Kenya, but what I would like to say is that from my experience or from my point of view, what do I think, right? So the first point is career objective could be something which can come in your cover letter if you are into creating cover letters. Usually people don't, but it's always a good practice. It looks a bit more professional. I didn't do it. I don't know how to write one, but then it's good if you do. Certificates, I guess it work experience way much higher, even much higher than your education degree, because that's the actual work you have done, and industry appreciates the actual work which you have done rather than the education we have received, I guess. So machine learning, okay, leveraging improved food security and crop yield in Malaysia. That's amazing, right? And just add how, if it is deployed or under deployment, or maybe if uh, if it is at some important point of the entire project. That's good. I guess it started in June itself, but so maybe there's not much data about it. But if as and when you get more data, just add it. Data science intern, Afringa, or right, collecting data set from users, performing sentiment analysis using NLP to know what people like or dislike about company. Okay, and more specifically focusing on it. That's good again. So there is an impact and the vision about why you're building that product. That's good. Assistant in developing client needs who aim to know the behavior of the customer to make performance. Okay. Okay. Received clean. Okay. 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 All right. Projects, again, just move it up. Projects, right? Personal projects, move them up. Movie recommendation engine, I guess this is again a very widely available uh, project. Maybe move it down, something which you have done yourself, and something which is not very easily available. Use that. Apple stock market forecasting time series analysis. Oh, cool, that's good. Just add if you have invested some of your money and if you have made some profit, just to brag about your product, about your thing which you have built. Sales analysis using Power BI. All right, you have added links. That's good. uh, Thala credit scoring using a variety of models. Developed an algorithm that was able to detect Twitter polarity of tweets. I guess this is again something which is present in one of the MOOCs. Sentiment analysis of Twitter tweets. So, all right, that's fine. I guess I think whatever is very obvious, you can move it down. Even Apple stock market forecasting, if you haven't made any profits, just move it down. Right? Something which you have done for yourself or something which is unique, make sure that you move it up. Hobbies, attending meetups, playing tennis. That's good. Referees. All right. So make it one pager. So if it is your resume, I'll be calling you Chris if it's fine. Chris, if it's fine with you, make sure that your resume is one pager, and GitHub, just don't put here. Rather than putting here, put your username, right? Some short link or something. And even for LinkedIn, just put a short name. Just don't put here. It doesn't exactly look good. And put your name at the top. All right. Otherwise, the resume is impressive to me, and uh, only this much thing, in my opinion, is needed for it. Guys, if I show you my own resume, you would laugh about what I have written. Alright, alright, Karthik, I guess we already did your resume, but I'll still, yeah, we did Karthik Mishra. Aman, isn't it like company said he did it? About, alright, so you, okay, I've done, reach out to John Doe first, Karthik Mishra, Uttam, hello, hi, Saurabh, uh, can help elderly and blind in their homes. John Doe, sir noted, thank you for reviewing, Chris. Okay, okay, okay. Course Professor Nishant Patel. David Nishant Patel. I guess it is not. Ooh, that's big. Okay. So Nishant, I think you're okay. Again, you are in the final year. So let's see. Part-time internship project developing integrating. So uh, ah, you have added impact. That's good. That's good. So whatever you do here, all right, that's good. And when I see this, it gets my attention. Feminist Bible, all-inclusive space for communities. Implemented Redux, what does it mean? Month and classroom meet. All right. Mm. Okay, you startup and innovation, part-time technical developer. All right, created project with Flutter. All right. Okay, you created courses, project-based courses. All right. Must have organization. Okay, prospective project. Okay, fusion of components like file handling, node system, people gathering, real-time communication with text and speech to text conversation. Okay, real-time notification invitation with authentication for better workspace management and team building activities. Good. Share zone, web development. All right. Lavish UI user interaction. Royal Dairy application, mobile application development, potential solution. It's good, Nisha. You are a web developer by profession. Okay. Currently manager and also contributed to many. That's good. It's small and simple. Just me. I would say it's good. Just check your bullet points once. That's it. I don't know what else can be done about it. I think it's a good resume. All right. We have done Nishant. We have Aman. We have done Nishant. Uttam. We have done. Sushmit. Let's see. So Sushmit, you are a data scientist and software developer, proficient in data science with focus on feature engineering. Data processing. Okay, that's good. So you are BSc IT and you are just done with your graduation. You're from Mumbai. You do not have anything to add here. That's understandable. Data science project kit ongoing. So you have done a ton of projects, but there is no value in here. Online courses do not matter. Achievements, they do matter. Skills, they do matter. So the point is, what I see from here is I do not get any idea from why you are doing this, right? So you could be very good in what you're doing, but for now I will just ignore it. I mean, for now, I mean, when I'm reviewing it, I'll just ignore it, right? Because the reason I'm ignoring it is there is not much value which is here. I do not get what is attendance management system? Why are you building it, right? Just add some more, like we discussed, right? I mean, what I have been saying since the beginning of this meeting, that add some more data around what value it adds, what impact it has, right? I'm sure there are good projects, but then I mean, it doesn't make much difference, right? I mean, I can see there is good work done around here, but then you would lose the entire attention of the recruiter if you are not adding much information. Right? Mm, that shouldn't happen. Karthik Mishra, हो गया सर. लव हो गया. Resume. रौनक. Yes. I guess this is the one. Raunak. Not wrong. Huh. People have done a good work in anonymizing them. Weather app using Tinker API. Okay, this is web scraping using Beautiful Soup. Alright. I mean, why? Tic Tac Toe game. Okay. So, only if I could get some idea. Okay, you are 2022. You are in your final year. That's good. So, the projects you have done, right? They show that Sudoku solver using backtracking. It's something which is present online. So your projects tell me that you know how to code, you are keen to learn, but then what extra are you adding? How are you different from other 10 lakh engineers who are going to graduate with you in 2022? Because we do not have 10 lakh jobs, right? So add some more of your own, punch to it, Ron. Chris, we are done. Sir, yeah, Nishant, yeah, we are done. Dinesh Kumar. I guess we did Dinesh. Yeah. It could be a different Dinesh. Dinesh. Same Dinesh. Sham. So Sham, the first thing is you do not need any image. No one needs to know how you look. I'm pretty sure you look handsome, but doesn't add much value, right? It just feeds some space. Summer analyst, Goldman Sachs. Amazing. Why are you getting your resume reviewed by me? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, added new simulator service. Okay, created dynamic. That's good. Just add again some impact. Some how was it used? How was it helpful? That's good. You are adding some. But this is again not your work experience. This is something which you do. Volunteer, citizenship. Not. I mean, if you were paid for it, then it's not exactly about volunteering work. And make sure that you, put that. Oh no, sorry. We held even distributed food, clothes, medicine, conducted service for their need, medical. Hmm. This doesn't. It is not exactly related to your profession, right? So something you can add as a citizenship project you did, right? It's certainly adds value. They people feel that it's just not the job which you're interested in, but you do other things as well. So don't remove it, but it's not your work experience, at least in my opinion. But if you think you want to keep it, just keep it. Dhirubhai Ambani Institute. I have a teammate from Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology. Faculty staff directory. That's good. So just mention that it is being used currently in so and so department. Move stands for massive. Okay. I'll have some water, please. Ah, everything else is fine. All right. Dinesh, I guess you're done with your thing. Okay, Shah, Amisha. I guess we just did Amisha. We did, right? Hmm. Dinesh, Uttam, Purnima. Purnima Sharma. Yes. Right. So Purnima is from right, and they are in the final year. Cool. Girl script summary of code. Objective impact. Good. Uh, maybe add your technologies. Doesn't hurt. Good. Perhaps add technologies as well. Amazing. Vehicle bringing automated show on a platter to the customer. Cool. Is if it's being used somewhere or just mention it. We have a GitHub repository. Does Jim? I think it's a good resume. Purnima. I don't think you need to do anything else. Raven, hey Kosovo, can you please tell about your journey from TCS to Google, like how you transited? Or folks, I usually do not like to talk about it because my journey is totally different from what you are experiencing, right? But yeah, maybe sometime later. Give me a good reason, maybe then I'll share. But I've done few talks about it. I guess a couple of them are there in on YouTube as well. But then I usually do not. I don't think that adds any value to your life. Aditya, Aditya, redacted resume. Why have you redacted it? Good startup. All right, software engineering intern in Figma. I mean, that's fine if you're built. Doesn't mean that you need to use Figma. I mean, doesn't matter whether you have picked it from Figma or from PDF. I think. If it does matter, then I'm not sure, but I don't think Figma matters here much. Tested several NPM packages. Mm. I'll just quickly go through resume and then tell you. So it's good. You have done a lot of work, but again, just make sure that you add your impact, right? Impact or usefulness, value, which has been added by your application. All right. So Ravens, Aditya, Sunny. Sunny. Hmm, that's an interesting font. Okay, education again. Education doesn't matter. Uh, I mean, it does, but you can bring it down. Responsible for development of website using Angular 8. How come you were a front-end developer in May 18 to June 19 when you graduated in 2020? Maybe add an intern in here. And just adding I did Angular 8 doesn't add much value. Make it one pager. Leadership volunteering, okay. President of NSS, education skills. AWS is not necessarily web, it's cloud. It's mostly cloud. Languages, good understanding of OCI, TCP/IP. I'm pretty sure that you do not have knowledge about everything which you have mentioned here. So just make sure that you mention whatever you are perfectly comfortable with. Operating system, Windows, Linux, Unix, that's good, but this is something which we add to fill spaces. No, you no, not need to add it. Angular, JavaScript, Flask. Achievements, when first position is this international, okay, figuring change the teams, okay. Okay, 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 okay. Deployed machine learning models in AWS which were used for predictions, okay. So, this has more value to me. WhatsApp, which is responsible for gathering data. These are, I guess, have more value than just deploying, right? But then add your GitHub projects or uh, some proof, because I can write these things, but the point is, where is the proof? Because people are doing it. I have reviewed resumes where people have put their projects. When I go to their GitHub repositories, it's empty, nothing. Right? So just make sure you have something substantial, and you add certain what value they add, and GitHub links, right? Else it doesn't matter, and just make your resume one pager. It doesn't need to be two pager at all. You do not have. I mean, I still have my resume as one pager. Rishabh Jain asks, "What's your current profile? What are your day-to-day jobs?" I'm working as an application engineer in Google. My day-to-day job is I wake up, I eat. I skip my breakfast. Sorry, I don't eat. I wake up. I open my laptop. I do code reviews. I do designs. I do code. I talk to people. Review production issues. Any staging issues. That's it. Right? I mean, normal software engineer or normal developer engineering jobs. Nothing different. Arijit Roy. Arijit, did you not do your review yet? I don't know. Let's see. NIT Rourkela, you're in your final year as well. Software engineer, internet, Microsoft, design, implement, research. Okay, okay. I mean, just add. Okay, that's fine. Implemented feature of video search and video search suggestion for offline. Okay. How is it going to help Microsoft? Just maybe more context around it. Okay, developed an enterprise drive. Okay, storage drive. Okay, currently available. That's good. So you have highlighted it. That's good. X meme. App using this architecture. Okay. I mean, no need to mention this. Backend APIs, Swagger, good. That's good. That you have done some documentation. It's good. People appreciate it. Next one is willing to step aside. Limb position, invariant, empty classification. Okay. Now just regression, SVM. Okay. SGD, decision trees, random forest, care and HSL. This paper is frequent. Highest accuracy achieved is 97.44%. Maybe add a link to your paper. That's and that's good, Parijit. I don't see any problem. It's one page. It's good. You have things added. Just we have a certain amount of impact, value and impact as well. So all in all, good. Okay. I guess I said that I would be reviewing only a few more resumes, but I guess I have moved a long way from there. Let us make it our last resume. Right, let me grab a biscuit if you don't mind. DAV. I'm from DAV as well. Alright. Personal profile. College app. Admin can upload images and PDFs, update faculty members to admin app. Alright. User can see all data uploaded by admin in the user. Alright. Push whenever new notice is. This is basically a notice which is being sent to all students and professors or whoever is the user of that app, right? Mood tracker. Developed an Android application in which user can store their daily mood. Interesting. Multiplayer Ludo. Maybe add a screen to it as well. Deploy it. It's free to deploy your applications. Cart application. In this application, I think there could be. Oh, I missed your internship. I'm really sorry. So add your value and impact. Let's see if there are any more different. So you skipped mine. No, Aman, I did yours. I guess. Yeah. Maybe I did after you came. Sir, I sent many messages to review my resume. Nishant, I've done it. I'm sorry, it's taking time. Ankit's resume. Ankit, I've done it. It is. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Sudo Sham again. Sham, I've done your resume as well. Nishant, it's done. Rahul Agarwal, okay. Divya Dash. Sir, you skipped mine. Okay, Divya, I will see. Ashish Aryan Shripad Rao, Arjun Kumar. Yes, I don't think we can do all of them. But let's see. Is it Rahul Mishra or Agarwal? Rahul Agarwal. Harshit Jha. Rahul Agarwal. Okay. Oh my God. Divya Dash. Okay. Elijarko. Okay. Semi Pranay. Alright, guys. I don't think that I can do all your reviews today. We have already spent about 1.5 hours. So what about review my resume? Elijah, I'm really sorry. Uh, let's not do that. Uh, Maybe some other day. But I think just let me know if you have any questions. All right. So the point is, whatever we have mentioned till now, I think we have gone through some 10 to 20 resumes in past 1.5 hours, I guess. Uh, so I think you should get an idea about how a resume should be written, right? So the first thumb of rule is that your resume should be one page, right? It cannot go beyond one page. The second point is you should add some value about what value you are adding to your company, to your project, and what impact did your project create, right? If there is, what is or the vision of your project, right? So what vision are you trying to achieve, right? Maybe it hasn't been achieved yet, or let's say what impact has it created, or you think it can create. And all right. All right, guys. I mean, we can do another set of resume reviews maybe after some time. So, all right. So, one pager impact value, right? And your work has more relevance than your education at many points. Right? Few companies may give some importance to your work, to your education, but there are many which give relevance to your work. Let's see. They are saying that I would be surprised if I'm not. So again, you're just in your third year, right? So I would say, Arjun, it's good that you have added projects. Visualizers have been started with, I guess, Clement Mihalescu. He started with his visualizer tool, and people have made different versions of it. That's cute. But then do something different, right? Do something which has impact. Arjun, Google sounds. Oh. All right. Divya, let's do another resume. Divya. So let's see. This is the last one for sure. SRM University. Okay. We have reference score of it. Root mean square error. It's not bad. Mostly your things are towards data science and machine learning. So I mean, that's good. But the point is, make sure you are good in machine learning so that you can get your job as a machine learning engineer, or yeah, as a machine learning engineer, I would say maybe not a data scientist, but a machine learning engineer. So make sure that you explore that field much more than you have done right now. Come back with identification. All right. That's not bad. I do not understand much of machine learning things, so I mean it looks good too. Publications are good. Yes, Arjun, publications are good. Could you please have a look at Shripad? Let's call it a day, Shripad. Abhishek Agarwal. Yeah. I want to be an aspiring product manager. Could you please review it, sir? Anil, I'm not sure how a project manager's resume should look like, but yeah, you can. It's better if you can get it reviewed by a product manager themselves because they would be able to help you better. Others, sir, with name Others, I have 3.5 years of experience in DevOps. Shripad. Others, let's see. I mean, we haven't done many experienced reviews, so let's see what Others has in their resume. So Others, again, one page is enough for you, I think. So system engineer till date, I mean, okay. Add it here itself, right? Okay, you are in TCS banks. That's good. Hmm, that's good, Others, but I don't think you have much content that you would want to go to second page. It can very well fit in the first page. Professional snapshot, creating data. No need all these things, right? I mean, mention it in your work, or if you have already done that, you don't need to repeat it here. Right? People would want to know what you have done rather than what you tell that you know, right? Some proof around it, and maybe something which can back it up. It is, it is not a two-page. Kindly review. I have having 2 years experience. Arjun Kumar, publication project. Which should be higher, publications or projects? It depends. Publications can be shared, projects can be too. So it's upon your own discretion what sounds sexier. I mean, your publications or projects. Abhishek. Okay, let's do Abhishek. So this part doesn't add much value to my resume, right? You did. You were. You could just say that you were an SME. All right. All right. These are your responsibilities. All your 3 points just mention the same thing, right? I mean, if you were an SME, then you should be interacting with your clients and creating POCs, and certainly, you would be developing anyway. So these 3 points to me are just one point, right? Add something else. Project internet training, web development, worked on development, okay, achievement, deep learning, Coursera, NG, okay, okay, simple networking, okay, avoided with stuff, okay, project semantic search, site analysis, develop search engine platform which provides intelligent search capabilities on clients enterprise, okay, that's good. Face detection is everywhere. It's not something which is different. Decision fabric web crawler, scalable web crawler engine with the capability of extracting raw data from various internet sources can configure and schedule various scripting components as okay. Python, Scrappy, Postgres. Okay. Oh, cool. Provide a GitHub link to it. Right? COVID dashboard. That's cool. Things are good. Just that, like I mentioned, right, there is no impact of value here. Things sounds good in this area, but the actual work experience which I've been working for past, where you have been working for past 2 years, I do not see much value. Are there specific Are there role specific? Yeah, there are role specific hirings in Google. I mean, they hire for software engineers, they hire for application engineers, they hire for solution engineers, they hire for web development engineer, web solution engineer, and I don't know what else engineer they hire for. The most the most famous is software engineers because that is what everyone knows, but there is a wide array of roles for which Google actually hires. Cloud solution engineers are also, I guess I mentioned it. SREs, site reliability engineers. Okay, so Shripad and Abhishek, yours. Okay, Abhishek, you have done. Elijah and I hope Elijah, I'm pronouncing your name correct. I'm sorry if I'm not. I really am. Let Shripad and Elijah's be the last ones, and we need to end it after that. So Elijah, I'm not going to review your resume at all, right? Because it's 4 page long. Okay. The first thing which I'll do when I get a 4 page long resume is I will ignore it. But then let's spend about 30 minutes here. Sir Pratiksha resume. So since we are not reviewing Elijah's resume at all, hmm, let me give 30 seconds. So Elijah, this is something we can call a curriculum vitae. All right, it's not a resume because uh, no one is going to spend uh, 2 minutes of their time on a resume. It's basically 3 pages long, but not four. So make sure that you correct your pages here. I guess it was just converted from a doc to PDF. So Elijah, what I see here is, I mean, it's fine. You have added a lot of things. Just make sure that it's concise. It's one pager, right? You have your impact and everything. Otherwise, it sounds fine. It looks fine to me. Just that whatever we have discussed till now, right? Just summarize it and put that. I mean, if I summarize it like I mentioned, one pager, value, impact, vision, tech. That's it. And one pager. That's the most important point here. Difference between software engineer and application engineer. So the difference between a software engineer and an application engineer, there is a video about it. Not my video. It's an official video. I speak about it with my team members. So you can find it in my LinkedIn profile. It should be there. All right, Abhishek. I guess we discussed yours. Shripad. Hmm. Get my part. Okay. So, I mean, Shripad, if you wanted me to see your resume, just because, I mean, just to tell you if your resume was fine, it is fine. I see that you have added some impact as well. I mean, the company is present in 17 countries, right? But point is, thing which you developed, right? I mean, this working in the dashboard team. Okay, I mean, working in the dashboard team is fine, but the point is, what was the difficulty which you faced in this? or this, right? And what value did it add? The thing which we have been discussing. It looks fine. I mean, education again should be, it should come down, in my opinion. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Elijah. I mean, Pratiksha. Okay, last one, Pratiksha. I'm saying last one, but I'm not stopping. Okay, I need to stop. Pratiksha Naik. Hmm. Experience trainee, web coding. Okay, develop automation. What does that automation project do? Develop web project. So what? South 300. That is not an experience. This is not an experience at all. This is Excel clones based upon make it live. Graph data structure to implement Excel formula. Right. Whiteboard drawing application. Okay. These are good projects. Not bad, but this is not an experience. And add impact, difficulties, or values, or vision, whatever it is. Right. And even for your projects, just I mean, these are good. These are clones mostly, but yeah, just make sure that you add some projects which have some actual value as well. Shiva. I'm glad I could help Shiva. So, folks, we are done with resume reviews. If you have any questions, please shoot. This is the time. Any questions? My pleasure, Bala. Aman, if you're asking you or someone else for referral, then should we apply in Google Jobs? Okay. You do not need to. Last date for apply is 27th and internship starts at January. Can you tell us after how many days or weeks should we expect for interview process to begin? I don't know. It totally depends upon the recruiters and the availability of interviewers because Google gets a lot of applications. A lot of applications have to be filtered. Recruiters make sure that they go through each and every one of them, and all those applications have to then go. Whoever is filtered, then uh, they are assigned interviewers. And interviewers should be free, so that is the reason it usually takes a lot of time to get interviewed. Bala, how to add metrics to personal projects? So, I mean, depends upon what your personal project does. I mean, you could just say that I built something and then I improved my performance by 50% by doing this. Or it could be like I built something and then it improved this by this much, right? Or it removed this much this things to be done. So a metric can be pure number or it can be a process or something manual which was removed. So just try to put that information in there. Thanks. My pleasure, Arjun. And opinion on live demos. What do you mean opinion on live demos? I think I mean for your projects, if you mean, then yes, live demos are always good. So if you do not have to pay anything, like all your UI projects can go live, and Use Firebase. I mean, they provide you free infrastructure, database, and everything. So why not use them? How much amount of data structures and algo should be enough for intern role? There is nothing enough. I would say, don't go by the concept of what is enough. Try to understand the concepts, try to practice it, and there is never something enough, right? Because you may know something very difficult, but you can get stuck with something very easy, and it may feel difficult to you at that time, right? So don't go by this concept of how much, how many questions, right? These questions are not relevant in this space. How to make resume ATS friendly? I have no idea, Shibu. Honestly, one of the ways to make resumes ATS friendly is avoid having images, too much graphics to your resume, perhaps. I mean, and keep it selectable, right? Even if you're uploading a PDF, make sure that the PDF is selected, right? And the text is uh, normal text time, because anything else I don't know. I mean, usually if you see resumes of guys in sales and marketing, they are pretty flashy because they need to be flashy. But for technical roles, you do not need to be flashy. Again, my opinion. The more the better, I guess. Not necessarily. Quality. Quality is more important than quantity. Arjun, I would say. Puranjay, I'm trying to get into embedded systems and Linux kernel related jobs, and they don't fit directly into SD role. What should I do? Doesn't matter, right? I mean, uh, you are you are more interested in those systems, and they do not fit in SD. Then what? So what? These are very. I think because I'm not very much aware of these areas, but what I feel is these are very niche fields. Very few people go into these fields, and there are fewer jobs present in these. So if you're good, I felt that you're good, and if you are being paid well, then why do you need an SD role? I mean, you could be some XYZ role, but you're doing what you want and you're being paid what you want. So a role doesn't matter. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. To be honest. I'm trying to. Okay. It is okay. Purnima says, "Is it fine to show that we have worked on various tech stack on resume, or we have to build on domain? Doesn't matter, Purnima. If you are not experienced, tech stack does. If you are not experienced, if you are experienced, then domain may matter based on what companies you're targeting, right? If the company works in a specific domain and if you have experience in that domain, then why not? Like, I had experience in banking a lot, right? So if I was being interviewed in companies who deal with banking systems, maybe some service-based company who need developers for their banking clients, or some banking company. So maybe I could have gotten an edge, but it really doesn't matter because domain expertise is something which you can get with time, I would say. And unless you are a business analyst or a business system analyst or a data scientist, I don't think it would matter much. What team or division do you work in or not? Okay. So Arjun and I work in Copinch, uh, that we build internal tools for Google, and we make lives of Googlers a bit easier. I hope, sincerely. How to get to know that we are prepared enough to sit for interviews? Sahil. Yeah, Sahil, you would never be prepared for interviews. No one is. No one ever is, right? Make sure that you go for mock interviews, right? Maybe, I mean, if you can pay, then pay for them. If you cannot pay, if you do not want to pay, then ask your friends to interview you. Get feedback from them. I'm trying to do mock interviews for people, but then I am my queue. I still have a lot of people in my queue. I have been busy. Earlier, I used to do about 2 to 4 interviews every weekend. Now I can only do one. Shubham was also helping me. Shubham, a fellow Googler, was also helping me with mock interviews, but then he is also stuck with few family work, personal work, not family work. I don't know. It's personal work. So maybe once things are ironed out, uh, I can increase the pace and clear up my queue, and I can take new candidates for mock interview. But till then, I would say ask your friends, right? Ask other people around that if they are ready to take mock interviews. We are trying to get more interviewers as well, specifically for the reason that specifically from companies where they actually train their interviewers. So in company like Google, they actually train their interviewers before they're ready to be interviewed, right? There are certain aspects of interviewing which we are trained in. So uh, if someone is looking at this video and your company trains you with interviews, just let me know, and please help us in helping others. What team do you work in? Perfect. Thanks, I really appreciate it. uh, Thank you, Chris. I hope it's fine I called you Chris. I heard that there is cricket pitch in Google Bangalore office. Not sure, dude. There could be. I mean, Google has a lot of things. I haven't visited Google Bangalore. I'm in Google Hyderabad. Maybe that's cool. I've heard many cool things about Google's amazing internal tools. Yeah, they are cool. So the best thing about Google is that Google has an amazing infrastructure and very shitty products. So, but yeah, it's an amazing infrastructure to work on. To be honest. Is writing that reducing the network calls from just 6 to 2 network calls on a real time is an appropriate? Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you're reducing network calls, you're reducing cost. It's a good metric, I would say. Ramesh, Ramesh, Ramesh. I'm sorry. Just correct me if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, and just stop me, or just please forgive me. Thanks, Costa, for taking this time and bringing this awesome content. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Hello, Shubham. If you have any questions, please tell me. Is it possible to join Google as SRE without DSL? I don't think so. Google Algo. Data structures and algorithms is the basis for any job in Google. I mean, any technical job in Google, right? So you certainly need a DS algo to a certain extent. Is it fine to write that my code runs on every computer that has PCI slot running? Why not? If you can just throw in some number as well along with it, I mean, that would be amazing. Should I mention experience related to robotics? It depends if you actually did anything in there. I mean, robotics, if you did anything substantial, if you did anything substantial, even a little bit, I mean, you can certainly mention. But if you were in the team and you were watching them do it, it's better not to mention that. So let me give you an example. I have two trainings, one in Siemens and the other one in East India Pharmaceuticals Company. I never mention them in my resume because they add no value. All right. So in East India Company, we used to visit their factory, I guess. A factory, I guess we call it factory. I do not remember the exact term. Let's call it factory for now, where they used to create a precursor for a medicine. And I'm from biotechnology department. That's why East India Pharmaceuticals. So, but then I did not learn anything from there, which is relevant to software engineering. A few things which is relevant to biotechnology, but not very relevant to add much value on it. I don't do not add it in Siemens. Again, there was not much that we were learning. We were there as trainees. We would mostly drink coffee, eat free food, and play FIFA in the office itself. Right. So there was not much what we were learning there. I mean, that was specifically our internship. One of our friends who was in IT, he was learning something, but we were from biotechnology, and there was not much, many things relevant to us. We were learning a bit about instrumentation, but again, that was not very, very relevant to us. So I do not add it. All right. Any other questions, folks? Hmm. Sir, I have joined TCS this week, preparing for product-based companies. How tough it will be to get a call from Google Recruiter for interview? It is a tricky question, to be honest. I mean, uh, so it is pretty difficult, Shubham, to be honest, because they have a lot of resumes to filter through, and even if your work is very specific to what Google is intending to do, you may be you may get noticed, but again, it depends. It's not very easy. The sheer reason about it is the simple reason about it is the sheer number and the sheer volume in which Google receives resumes and candidates. No other reason. Do you take career counseling sessions? You think too highly of me, Harshit. I do not. So uh, I cannot give career guidance at all, right? I still struggle with my own career, right? Today I struggle with what to eat for my lunch. So someone who is not able to make decisions for himself shouldn't be doing career guidance in my opinion. So I do not do that career counseling. You can ask me for some suggestion or some help. I can maybe give me my opinion on that, but yeah, no counseling sessions. Will there be a coding assessment for interns before the interview? I'm not sure. To be honest, there could be, or maybe there isn't. Right? It all depends. It keeps changing. Usually, Google. I think what I'm not sure about intern roles, but usually for experienced people, Google usually does face-to-face rounds more, telephonic or face-to-face rounds, because what I feel is Google puts a lot more emphasis on human interaction for interviews than just machines and code. Where can I get your opinion then? LinkedIn. Yeah. Is changing jobs in 2 3 years more valuable or working in a single company for long periods? I mean, how do recruiters feel about it? If recruiters feel that you are changing your jobs too many times, then it is their fault, not yours. That's again my opinion. I left TCS after 3.5 years, and I think I was late. The only reason I left TCS after so much time is because I got an on-site opportunity, and then I got to work on a project which was pretty booming. So I thought, why not? So I was in London for about a year, and then I worked in along with that I worked in big data. So that is why I stayed in TCS for 1.5 more years. But I would have left TCS after 2 years or so, after my Yeah, after 2 years. Uh, then I left Oracle after 2 years again. But I wish to stay in Google for a longer time because the only reason is Google. I feel that Google can give me that challenge and my learning curve wouldn't get plateaued here. I'm hoping for that, right? But the point is, leave a company if you think that you're not being paid enough or you're not learning enough, right? In both the scenarios, in either of the scenarios, I would say just leave. That's my way of dealing with things. Yours could be different. Your priorities could be different. Should I try the referral way? Shubham, it depends if you are for in Google if you are an intern or a fresh grad. Referrals do not help you much, but if you're experienced, they do. Can someone work from Google Hyderabad even if my team is in Bangalore? It depends totally on your team. I would say, Arjun. If your team is fine with it, you can work from Alaska, even if your team is in Bangalore or Antarctica for that matter. Doesn't matter. How much time it takes for Google to reply back to our application for over rejection? It depends. Dude, there's no definite timeline to it, right? For sending you an online assessment or even for rejecting you, your resume has to be processed, right? And whether your resume would be processed or not, or when it would be processed, is not definite. It can be now, 1 month later, or it could take a year, or maybe it may get lost, right? It is very, very indefinite. Any other questions, folks? Sir, does Google hire freshers as associate product managers? I'm not sure. To be honest, I don't know much about this field, but I guess if you have an MBA and if you have any experience around it, or you have a degree, I guess they may. I'm just guessing it. Is there referral for intern role as well? Like there is a referral role, but like I mentioned, it doesn't help you much. So the reason I'm not referring people for Google is that it doesn't help at all. I mean, not at all. It doesn't help much. I'm not sure because this is a. I mean, there is so much volume in which the recruiters get resumes that the thing which the benefit which they get for experienced people, right? The benefit which experienced people get upon referral is not same as the benefit which an intern or a fresh grad gets, right? It's same as applying online via career site. So that is the reason I do not want to waste one referral. I mean, which can be saved, right? Because Google is very particular about reference, and here they prefer to refer only people they know. I mean, whom they personally know or they have personally worked with, right? That is the only reason because referrals are pretty quickly uh, processed inside Google, right? It's not like Amazon or other companies where they go into some queue and they are processed with time, but in Google, it is processed within a limited time if you are referred, and they would either reject you or process your application further, right? So that is why, just to not overwhelm the entire system, right? We as Googlers prefer not to refer in bulk, right? So what would be the right path if not referral neither direct? Yeah, direct apply is the correct path. I mean, there's no other way. P. Should I go for referral in second year, first step? Sure, go ahead. I mean, find a person who would refer you first. How to showcase open source contribution on the resume? Provide your GitHub link, Arjun. All right, folks. Last question. Then we have to call it a day, a night, perhaps. No more questions. Cool. I usually don't endorse my videos, but why not, right? So, how you get interview call from Google? All right. All right. Last question. I didn't apply. So since I was working in Oracle as an application engineer, Google was looking for an application engineer. I was in the first batch of application engineers in Hyderabad. So I guess that I was lucky that interviewer noticed me. Was it no P? It wasn't sarcastic. I mean, it is difficult to find a referrer, so it was more of a good luck with a sarcastic tone. Perhaps. So yeah, it is difficult to get a referral, to be honest, in Google. And I, when I was being interviewed, I was searching for people who work for Google, and I was pretty sure that that race did not exist. But it's not the case. The only thing is they are pretty difficult to find, kind of like Royal Bengal Tiger. So yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, no further questions, guys. I need to go. Uh, but we will again meet, perhaps. If I mean, this time I was getting overwhelming amount of messages which I could not answer to. So I thought, why not do something like this? Previously, I did one for interviews. This time it was for referrals and resume reviews. Uh, I'm I hope that you got something useful out of it. If you did not, let's talk. We can always talk on LinkedIn. And in case you are preparing for mock interviews, and you are waiting for me to schedule a mock interview, I'm really sorry, but there is a queue, and I'm only doing if you want to do ad hoc. It is only if it is very urgent. You have any interviews scheduled, I can try to accommodate you, but it's not a promise. The next thing is, if you just want to see how the interviews go in big tech companies, I have an entire playlist about interviews. You can check that. Uh, there are not many interviews because I upload only once in a week. I'm pretty lazy about it. You can check that out. And one more thing I would like to say is I have an open source project, Open UI Runner, and I have been looking for some contributors, some help which I can get just to make it bit better. It is basically what other people are doing. It is basically a tool for doing your functional tests. The thing which I'm trying to achieve here is provide better reporting and making it as much low code as possible, and uh, reducing the DevOps effort, in short, right? So that if someone wants to do some coding, do some functional tests, they should be able to deploy it and use it as it is. Not much code should be required, except the text which they have to add. So right now, I have already reduced most of the boilerplate code. So there are around 15 to 20 15 to 20 files which we had to write as boilerplate code, and that has been reduced to one single file with all the configurations, right? With 10 to 15 lines of code, we can write a configuration file and we can start our testing framework. So that is what I'm trying to achieve, and I have been trying to achieve it for past 2 3 years. But the point is, I'm not getting much time or interest since I'm working alone in it. So if you guys are interested, my GitHub link is there on my videos, or just It's there on my LinkedIn as well. Go there, check for open UI runner, and ping me. Maybe we can work on it. Just a note, it is on Java, Selenium, and JBF. So, and it's a testing framework. I know most of you are not interested, but in case you are, just ping me, right? Only if you're interested, because I get a lot of pings, but then they do not respond back. So only if you're interested, go through the code. If it feels interesting, ping me. Thank you. Link to the project side. Yeah, it's in my GitHub. Uh, Open URL. Just search with it. On LinkedIn. I mean, if you go to my LinkedIn profile, it's there, and it will take you to the GitHub project. Or just ping me on LinkedIn. I'll share you the link. Right. All right, folks. Bye bye. It was pretty long session. I hope you enjoyed it and you got something. You learned something. I saw pretty amazing resumes today. Uh, I have to improve my resume as well. I need to keep it updated. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend. See ya.